I've done a lot of changes in my golf swing, and I'm just, like I said, getting really excited to get out there and play in my first tournament.
So talk about your thumb and how that's going. I guess since you're practicing, it must be feeling good?
It is. It's feeling a lot better. I'm able to have a lot more strength in my forearm, and I'm able to do things that I haven't been able to do in my golf swing for a very long time. I'm not taping it anymore. Pretty much just a normal golfer now that I can go out there. I still have moments where I can't just stand there and hit balls after one after another. I have to hit about 20 balls and kind of take a rest and then go back or do something else. But I definitely, there's nothing that I can't do, which is a new thing for me.
Is that part of that?
Definitely. I've always been able, I've been pretty flat in my golf swing, and now I'm able to keep the club out in front of me, and I'm able to set my wrists a little bit more. I mean, I couldn't even do that motion with my hands, so that's why I was always getting so flat. And now I'm able to do that, and I've gained a lot more width in my golf swing, so I'm not, as divey at the ball, much more grounded. I'm trying not to, move my feet too much in my golf swing, get really stable. And a lot of that is just also coming from strength and working out, but a lot of it was because I just wasn't able to
fight the injury. So now that you're feeling better, I would guess you have very high expectations.
I know it's like a blessing in disguise in a sense. Yes, I played in a lot of pain that week, but now I'm like, oh goodness, now every tournament I go to, I'm like, well, I'm not in pain, let's win. But it's a lot tougher than that. But that was a great week. It was exciting. I love the golf course. One of the hardest golf courses I've ever played, but at the same time, I played it the best. So I think it's pretty cool when you can match, 4 good days of golf, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. And to have it at at an Oakmont with such the history behind it and the tradition and everything was pretty cool.
And of course, a big story that week, whenever you play at Oakmont, is the greens. Very, very difficult. You put a new putter in play that week, and that worked out pretty well for you.
I did. I put the ghost putter in that week, and it worked really well, and I loved it. I loved looking down at the face in white. It made me concentrate on everything else, and I could really focus on my lines and the breaks, because those are the most breaking greens that I've ever played. The undulations are they're ridiculous. It's almost unfair at times, but that's what it all comes down to.
I know you're talking about the technology behind it, but really it accessorizes with your pink. That's the most important part of the ghost putter, right?
Yes, white and pink looks great together, so I'm like the happiest person alive. I have my white putter, my pink ball, my pink writing on it. I do, yes. I'm glad that they came out with that.
And you got your pink in the footwear. I know that's something that you work closely with Adidas on to develop as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I do. I have the signature Paula shoe. Every woman wants to design their own shoe, and I've been very lucky to be able to design a golf shoe, and all the little details of it, reflect my personality. The ribbon, but they have the 3 stripes line. I'm all about 3 stripes, and I love that. I love the impact that it makes, and it's strong. And to have a little bit of a feminine flair to it is something nice to actually walk 18 holes and you feel good in your feet.
Yeah, very nice. And I imagine with the FinTech technology, also you're trying to stay low, stay grounded. That's got to play into that too.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said earlier, I've been really working on my feet, my golf swing, not moving, and the fact that I am lower to the ground helps so much more.
All right, so you talk about the white shoes, you got the white gear on as well, you look great, you got the white putter, and now of course TaylorMade follows up and introduces these new R11 drivers, the burner driver with a white look to it. Talk about what your thoughts are on that technology.
No, I think it's great. I know the first time I was handed to it, I was like, whoa, here we go, what is this? And then you couldn't take it out of my hand. I think it looks so good setting up. I mean, the sound of it, I love the sound. I've always been a black face driver. I like black on, the face black, the head, everything is black. So it was kind of a big change for me, but instantly when I hit it, that sound it's not like a clank, it's not this, it's just a perfect sound.
I know TaylorMade works really hard on that. That's all part of that feel. The big thing, everyone says, well, it's white, but beyond the white, which is great and diffuses the light, the hot spots, all that kind of stuff, but is the versatility, the adjustability of the new R11 driver. That's pretty amazing. Even for tour players, I know you want to be exactly dialed in, and now everyone can essentially have that same dialed in tour fit, right?
Yes, everybody can do it. It's easy to do. There's lots of little trial and error things that you can work with, but once you find that right setting, you're never going to move it off of that. That's the cool part. But the fact that you can change, the impact of just little details of what you want. If you're kind of hitting a little fade every once in a while, you can change it to a draw and then straighten it out a bit. But the greatest thing for me is that just the flight that it comes off the club face is something that I really look at a lot. We'll have my Ghost Putter Daytona. I'll have the R11, Burner 3-wood. I'll have my 2 rescues, and I'll be playing the CBs.
Okay. All right, terrific. And talk real quickly about the ladies golf right now. You've got a dozen events in the U.S. You're playing more than that outside the U.S. Talk about the ladies game as it relates to a global tour, which it really is right now.
It is. It is a very global tour. However, I feel like I'm a global player. I have a lot of sponsors throughout the world, and it's nice to travel. At the same time, we do win our tournaments back home in the States. This is our home. This is where we want to be. But it is. It's fun to travel. It's hard. It's a lot different than being able to go around in the States. But you get to definitely see a lot of different types of golf courses. Weather is always something, and that's the greatest thing about Adidas is you have your climate cool, you have your climate warm, everything about that you can travel with. But you only have about, I think it's 21 or 22 tournaments this year, so it's going to be a big impact of playing well, right off the start. You don't have that many events to kind of get back to it.
Finally, there's a lot of fans here today. They all came to see you. You're going to spend some time signing some autographs and meeting some of these folks. I'm guessing a lot of them follow you on Twitter and Facebook, and they get to see some of the experiences you've had since winning the U.S. Open. Talk about what kind of support you've received since winning that event.
No, I always say I have the best fans. I really do. They supported me through the good times and the bad times and everything in between that. And it's really nice. Twitter is a great thing that you can be able to talk to your fans, let them know what you're doing, how you practice, new equipment. I think it's fun to be able to listen.
New puppies.
Yes, I have I don't have much sleep now because of this little guy, but he's a good boy. His name's Tank. Totally off the subject, isn't it? I'm a proud mom. I'm a proud mom of my new dog. But no, it is. I think it's neat that you can do Q&As with them, and a lot of the questions that they read in the interviews are not quite the questions that they want to hear about, and you're able to answer them through that.
All right, at the P Kramer on Twitter if you'd like to follow Paula. She's going to spend a few minutes here signing some autographs for you as well. Paula, thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it.